going on, fellas? Divine Tech Analysis here. So today I'm going to be presenting to you guys my own gaming benchmarks that I promised last video. This took very long. I actually had some mistakes a little bit in there. I had kind of changed my refresh rate sometimes, and I had to make sure that everything was in the way I want it to be, just to be sure there aren't any mistakes. Really, I'm not trying to rig anything, but I am tinkering things, but I'm not trying to trying to cheat you guys on this stuff because I just want to be clear on that. So the reason why it took this long for me to get these game benchmarks because I'm been kind of getting a little distracted, but I'm also been kind of taking my time to do everything and try to kind of edit and everything like that. It's just so much work for me to do, and I almost lost track of was this my 1080 or was this my 1440p? Like, I kept losing track of that, but luckily for me, that I was able to mark down and just memorize. Okay, this what happened for the 1080p one, and this was from the 1440p. Anyway, enough of all that. Enjoy a long session of game benchmarks that I did here. I do want to point out one last thing though. The amount of games, I did not play that too many. I only presented 3 games, which are Hogwarts Legacy, Cyberpunk, and The Division 2. I did not present anything else because that'll be too long for this video, but there's a reason why I didn't do that many, but I just want to present some other settings for you guys to see. But hopefully you guys enjoy. I will get back to you guys at the very end, but like I said, it's going to be a long session of FPS data you guys can be seeing here. So sit back, folks, relax, and enjoy my gameplay. Alright, gamers, here we are back from the long session of gaming benchmarks that I had for my own two gaming systems. My custom desktop right here is right below me on my right side, and my Alienware X16 R2 sitting on the table right here. But that's pretty much it for the gaming benchmarks. I don't know why I did that. But I do want to point out something that I did not mention, which I should have mentioned, but it's better to say, better late than never, is that I had my Expo on, which is on my AMD processor. I do have 6000 going on, and because you might be wondering, where does my, my CL timings, like where the tight timings are. My timings are, god damn it, I'm gonna have to look at my phone real quick, so give me a moment. I'm gonna look this up. I have my notes here, so I'm kind of get a little mixed up. So, if I remember correctly, look at my RAM though. I kind of forget this stuff all the time. Alright, so, yep, so 6000, 36, 36, 36, 96. That's my current RAM for my desktop. But the Alienware, it's not really gonna matter, because if you guys have Alienware, I mean, they're not bad. I do want to point that out, but that'll be for another video for you guys. So, but that's pretty much it for me to show you guys these game benchmarks for my own to present. And the reason why I did not even do the benchmarks on, like, on screen, like an actual screen, instead of me kind of doing a different camera point, is because I can't do the stream and the recording at the same time, because the performances do fluctuate and they do drop pretty heavily. So that's why I had to use a camera to kind of film everything. But it's better than nothing than not showing you guys what's going on. Overall, this was very, I would say, kind of tiring for me. But at least I got you guys the benchmarks that I promised you guys, and expect for me to explain to you guys more about CPU multi-threading and the very heavily debated topic is the VRAM, because I know you guys might be wondering why I didn't show you guys that, but I will tell you guys that I didn't need to show you guys, but I will show you guys the VRAM a bit more in depth and tell you guys a bit more about the VRAM drama myself to make things more clear, because I was so tired of the drama back whenever the 8 GB thing was like, so whatever. But I'm going to tell you guys for the next video something a bit more clear to understand about what's going on, and hopefully you guys understand for yourself. Anyway, that's it for me from Divine Tech Analysis. Hopefully you gamers enjoyed my very deep, thorough gaming benchmarks for me. This was a long session. If I had more games, this would have been like almost like 32 or 40-minute video, but here we are. I'll see you gamers next time, so hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you folks the next one.